Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Press the Action Button podcast. I am your host, Joystick. With me this week is GameFace. How you doing this week, GameFace?
Oh, hi! This is GameFace, and this is our game show. How you doing?
Tommy Wishaw, and this is my Tommy Wishaw.
It's so funny. Poor guy with the glasses.
Yeah, this is the Nostalgia Critic. Actually, it's really fucking annoying. Could I put my review back up? We support you, critic. Hoorah. Or something. Anyway,
we have a new guest with us
We have a new
today.
guest with us this week because you guys just can't get enough of new people. We had a new person last week that... yeah.
Wait, the week before? Oh, yeah, we had Tal.
Yeah.
I
Jason.
forgot about that.
We had Jason.
We call him Tal because he's quarter Arabic.
Could you speak up just a little bit when you're talking into the mic?
Oh, is it not picking it up? How's that?
Well, yeah, see, that picked it up really just fine, but...
That's weird. It used to be so sensitive.
Like, last week, I had to do all kinds of adjustments to the volume.
I noticed. I listened to it.
That's why it took me 6 hours to edit it.
Okay, so microphone's close to the mouth. Alright.
Yeah. Anyway, go
That's
ahead and
what she
introduce yourself.
said.
I'm Mary. I live with Alex and Josh.
Hey, folks.
Yeah,
Yeah, say hi to her.
We be flatmates.
they're my roomies.
Feel free to come up with a
Nickname.
pen name.
Okay.
A nom de plume if you feel like it, but
I don't know. My friends call me Cheese.
jeez.
She's, it's good.
Yeah.
That works.
No, because in high school, we put you know how you used to get the cheese sticks?
Yeah.
Well, they were out of marinara sauce one day, and my friend had cheese fries, and I was like, you know what? These are too bland, and I dipped it in cheese, and they were like, holy shit, we're gonna call you Cheese.
So you dipped a cheese stick
Stick
in cheese?
It was the most disgusting thing I've
That's
ever
like
eaten.
art.
It
Yeah,
was
that is art.
That's awesome.
It was
That's like modern art.
Totally.
It was nasty. Don't try it.
I had no intention.
Too late now.
I like cheese sticks and I like cheese. Well, obviously I like cheese because I like cheese sticks. But combining them...
You're a gay cheese.
Isn't a smart idea.
I like women, thank you very much.
Do you like fish sticks?
Kanye West is a gay fish.
From South Park, if you don't know. Anyway,
I did
Yeah.
see that episode.
that's a funny one.
Yeah, it is. I don't think I've ever seen all of it. I've just seen parts of it.
And you're wearing a South Park shirt.
Yes, I am.
I've seen like
I've
2/3
had
of
this
that
shirt
episode,
since-
actually.
Middle school, believe it or not.
Dang.
Wow.
I didn't know about South Park until I was in 7th grade.
I remember going on our 5th grade Philadelphia trip, and I got a South Park shirt, and I was like one of the only people who had Comedy Central and knew what South Park was.
Well, what happened was we didn't have Comedy Central yet, but we went to our this beach house that we used to have a timeshare at in Ocean City, Maryland.
Sweet.
I want to go to Ocean City. Just saying.
Ocean City is pretty cool. Rehoboth is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ocean City, New Jersey.
If you're gay, Rehoboth is really cool.
There's a big gay scene in Rehoboth, but it's not. I mean, like,
I like it.
you won't be called. I used to think that I'd be called gay for going to Rehoboth Beach, but
So you don't go. So I wouldn't go there and then be like, get out of here straight.
no.
You would go
No,
with
see, that's what I thought when I first heard of it. But it's actually a pretty hot vacation spot.
It is. Very cheap.
Even if you're too hot to trot.
Yes. Fat old men go there and walk around in their Speedos thinking they're hot.
Dr. Ivor Robotnik!
Or
In a Speedo.
images, which reminds me of the critics' review of The Wizard. Why is there an old man with a Speedo?
I actually never saw that review.
You never saw his review of the
I
Wizard?
did not.
There was an
The
old
Wizard?
guy with a
The Wiz-
Speedo in like the background in one of the scenes, and he just kept obsessing over why the hell is there this old guy with a Speedo in the background?
Must be European.
I hear you're from Spain because European.
He must be from Spain because he's a peon.
I think the joke is European.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Why the hell is Optimus Prime peeing anyway? For some reason, Optimus Prime got
Prostate cancer.
prostate cancer. How the hell does that happen?
because political correctness.
You know what
What
No.
are we drinking tonight?
Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. You guys
We are
ready to
drinking
pop?
Miller Lite, but we
Top.
were drinking
Bex.
Bex!
Beck's Oktoberfest, which is very good. But we got some. I do need to see that movie. But we got cans of Miller Lite as well because it's just more, just generally appealing. You know, frat boys and whatnot. You know,
For those that are wondering what the hell I was referencing there,
Beer Fest.
Beer Fest.
That's a good movie.
Most
Yes, it
most
is.
gamers, you know, don't
Everybody
even
was trying
drink
to
beer.
name
They
all the
drink.
best beers.
Yeah.
And he goes, and some guy goes, Bex? Bex!
Pop a
Yeah,
top,
that.
my friend. Yeah.
There you go. It's
There's
beautiful.
that
sound.
splashing sensation in the back of your throat as you listen to our show right now.
Yum.
Yep.
You know what is gross though? Warm beer.
It depends. Hey, this Oktoberfest stuff is actually alright when it's warm.
Better when it's cold.
It is better when it's cold, but I drank like the first 4 of them warm and it's still very tasty. Then 5 minutes
Surprised
later.
I'm surprised we still have
I know,
any of it.
I haven't
be all
been-
gone by now.
I haven't been drinking as much because I've been noticing I've been getting like moderately buzzed pretty much every single night since I moved in here.
Uh-oh.
Which has
Don't
been
blame it
about
on
a
us.
month.
Don't blame it
I
on
won't
us,
blame
Alex.
It on you. I'll blame it on me for having more money available because I live here. But, so I started to cut back on the beer a little bit. I bought scotch instead.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I walk in your room
I
and
can't
you
get-
have the frickin' Sambuca just chilling on your desk with a shot glass next to it. I'm like,
Well, that's
what
what I
the
used
fuck,
to do
Alex?
when I was like.
And then freaking Sebastian.
Yeah,
Like,
Sebastian's
"Don't
like,
pick that
he's
up."
picking it up and he's just like, he's
He's
like,
like-
This is
fucking
Mary's
yo.
son we're talking about.
yeah.
Like licking the shot glass, and we're like, no!
Don't
this is
think
very,
I get
very,
my kid
very
drunk
sweet.
either, because I don't.
But you know, the alcohol will evaporate off and just leave little white crystals. You
Yeah.
ever spill Sambuca somewhere?
Actually, yes.
You
At a
come
bar.
back and it looks like a crystal farm. That stuff has so much freaking sugar packed into it. As soon as a little bit of the alcohol evaporates off, it just turns into, you know, freaking the void from the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons. If anybody remembers that.
I do remember that.
You remember the void?
Yes.
Wow, that's an obscure pop culture reference.
Enter the Void.
That's like
It was a
beginning
That was
crystal
a Black
Sonic.
world.
Sabbath song.
It was
Yeah.
like a crystal world.
Enter
Yeah.
the Void was a Black
Void.
Sabbath song.
Ooh, that's probably where they got it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might have been. You ever heard of the show News Radio?
You a show?
I think so, actually.
They had Phil Hartman and Andy Dick. And
Yes, I remember that.
And,
Yes.
I've actually never seen that.
The show.
oh, what is the guy that plays Bill Dotree?
Oh, I don't know. King of the Hill.
And he was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he was in that show too. And I for the life of me, I cannot remember. Stephen Root. That was it.
Stephen Root? Okay.
Stephen Root.
I was thinking Timothy Blake Nelson, but he played the other guy. Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Stephen Root. He was in that show too, and it was like they were running a news radio station,
Ah.
and it was the second best thing Phil Hartman ever did outside of The Simpsons, which was the best thing Phil Hartman ever
Totally.
Yeah.
did. I'm Twinkle. You may remember me from such movies as...
His wife killed him.
Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
And then he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, and then he died like Dean and Jake.
And then his wife
We have a very, very morbid tradition of if any one of our friends dies after, you know, at least, you know, we have a respectable period of maybe about 3 weeks. I feel awful.
Oh no, wait,
for saying
Jake
this,
hasn't
but
been
it's
dead
true.
3 weeks yet, has he?
God, we sound
Dead
horrible.
for about a month.
Really? It's
We
been
sound
that long?
horrible now.
Hey man, he's up in heaven, you know, laughing at us.
They
Cool.
found him a week after he died. Oh, geez, I'm
Yeah.
not going there.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty
we have a
gnarly.
tradition that if one of our friends dies, we make light of it by every time we tell a story of them, we end it with, and then he died. This started with my friend Dean, who I'm not joking at all. He got shot in the back in pursuit of beer, trying to burglarize a general store in West Virginia when he was about to ship off to boot camp for the Marines. and the owner of the general store showed up and, shotgun shell to the back, and he didn't last more than a few minutes. So every time I tell a Dean story, and mind you, there are a lot of Dean stories because this was a very unusual kid, I have to end it with, and then he died.
Yeah,
and his mom thought I was having...
Winred crawls into a corner somewhere to cry every time you do.
Yeah.
His mom thought I was having an affair with his dad when I was 10.
Tell us this story.
Alright. I used to play football. Yes, that's right. For 7 years, I played football on an all-boys football team. And Dean was on my football team. My dad was my coach. You know it's sexy. Anyway, Dean needed a ride to football practice, so I wrote down my phone number on a piece of paper. He stuck it in his pants. Well, he was wearing his dad's pants that day. And he didn't take the number out of the pockets. His mom went to do the wash and called my house and started flipping out. And my mom thought my mom was me and thought that my mom was having an affair with her husband. And here my mom's like, my daughter Mary is 10 years old. And she felt like an ass. And my dad was like, your son's on my football team with my daughter.
Didn't go, wait a minute, he's having an affair with a 10-year-old?
And then flip.
Because that would be like...
Meanwhile, I was stuck in the middle of all of this.
Yeah.
And then he died.
A couple years later.
That was 05 that he died.
Yeah, that's the year I graduated.
He was an idiot, but God bless him. I can't be mad at him anymore.
So
I just have to make
the first topic since we're all 13 minutes and 40 seconds in.
For once in my life, I'm going to say, yeah, let's get on with the topics. Because I have to be at work in 8 hours.
Me too.
I don't want to keep you up too late, bro.
That's okay. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. The PlayStation 3 is getting a collection of these two games.
Ico!
They will be in high definition, obviously. They showed a trailer of it off at TGS. Hi, Minnie. And it
big
was
old
in,
Rottweiler
and they said it will be in 3D.
3D is like overrated anymore. Seriously, every movie you go to see anymore, it's in 3D.
I liked it when I saw Avatar.
Avatar had good 3D.
I once saw that last Airbender in 3D. Sucked!
I heard that movie sucked so hard it probably sucked in 2D. It sucked in like 2 different dimensions.
Yeah, it sucked. You know what? The cartoon's so much cooler.
The cartoon is actually pretty entertaining, honestly. What was it? Where were we there? Oh, yeah. When I was talking about Sebastian drinking the muscle milk or something.
Yeah! At the grocery store, I was like, yo, I need to get Sebastian to gain weight. And there's those Ensure shakes there, and it was a muscle one. Alex goes, can you imagine giving one of those to Sebastian? You just come home and you just walk around with Minnie on his shoulders.
You'd be like Bam Bam. Remember Bam Bam?
Yeah,
He'd
Bam
step
Bam.
on her paw,
The
and she'd
Flintstones.
growl at him,
And
and
he'd
he'd just like keep your he'd keep his eye contact on you and just reach around, like grab Minnie by the one leg, just pull her out.
And you'd be like, oh Jesus.
I'd be
Our
like,
son's
shouldn't have given
really
him an
crazy.
Ensure shake. Those would be his roids Ensure shakes.
It's okay, joystick. I just farted on it. Do you remember Marcus Hansen?
Yes, he's like so awesome from New Zealand.
He made this like Christmas list, and he was like, of this, of that, an Alaska, or of this, of that, Alaska, the army of Marcus.
I love his dad's a member of my dad's club.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, he's
Jack is
freaking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. I've beaten both games. I've beaten Shadow of the Colossus 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
They're both very, very, very good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how good they'll look in HD. I don't know how much upgrading they're going to do to the overall look of the game, but just putting it in high definition and progressive scan. The original Shadow of the Colossus was in progressive scan. Ico was not. But putting it in progressive scan and high definition should...
I always thought that the
improve.
graphics on the original Shadow of the Colossus were just a little bit wonky. Not that they weren't, equal, just all as an awe-inspiring, just the same, but it just seemed a little bit chunky.
Art style in it was
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
The world was massive and gorgeous.
Yeah, it was spectacular. But just something about it just seemed a little bit chunky.
It had the same like atmosphere, like the same feeling of isolation that the Metroid games give you.
Yeah.
That was really cool as well. And like you give a crap about this character that never speaks, hardly ever speaks in the game, and then you feel like bad with Argo and the horse and everything toward the end of the game.
Didn't play that far.
Oh.
Didn't see you play that far.
Argo falls off.
The horse?
Yes.
Aww.
Oh,
you feel
that's so
bad.
sad. Like in the Neverending Story, when
The horse doesn't.
I need to see
when
that.
when the horsey dies in the Swamp of Sadness, you remember? Artax?
Well, the horse doesn't
Dies.
die in this game. He comes limping back later on.
Sweet.
He falls off a cliff and like hurts his leg. And when you see this for the first time, you're like, what? No! I love my horse! Give me my horse back! And you don't get him back. Again, I've only beaten that game once. I borrowed it from someone who was a friend of mine at the time and now hate me because of something... Because my brother kicked him out of his apartment, basically. That's why he hates me and my entire family.
Did he do something wrong?
Yeah.
Well, then he deserved to be kicked
What
out.
did he do? Was this when you lived with your brother?
No, this was after I lived. This was before I lived with my brother. But he didn't do anything. He was like Jake and John.
Oh,
Didn't
he was
do
living
anything.
with your brother. Okay.
Didn't do anything around the house at all. Just kind of sat there and took up space, and that was about it.
And played.
Like Jake and John.
And
Yeah, that's what Jake and John did.
popped Adderall and played a lot of
Computer
games.
Ultima Online. Oh no, that was John.
Yeah.
John did
Yeah.
that. John.
No, Jake just went into the bathroom and hid for like 20 minutes and then would come out and lay in bed for a couple hours and download music on the computer.
And then he died.
And then he died because of going into the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Ah.
It's his own fault. Bro.
Hey, I almost died after you were in the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Haha, Josh.
Although it
I
might have
wasn't
been
in the bathroom for 20 minutes.
I don't
except when
know.
I took a shower.
very, very
I don't know, man. I like going into the bathroom after Josh takes a shower. It's the fresh scent of Axe. I don't know what it is. It's just
Well,
like
I spray
Axe and
myself.
steam, and it's just like
People
smells
in
good.
college used to take axe and spray them at the fire detectors, and the whole dorm building would have to evacuate. And there was a display by the front door that said like which what? Oh, yeah, that is kind of quiet. I'm sorry. There was a display by the front of the door that would say like which room set the fire detector off, and so we'd go and look that up, and then we'd razz them after the fire marshal let us back in, and then stuff.
You guys want to talk about something bullshit?
Yes,
Okay.
9 times.
The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit
Sucks.
this
Upheld.
angers me.
the right of software companies to deny their customers the right to resell their products.
I'm a used game buyer, so that really pisses me
The
off.
case revolved around AutoCAD in particular, but the way the judge ruled this case, he said, a software user is a licensee rather than an owner. That means all software, including video games, which means it might prevent the sale of used video games entirely, except in places like GameStop where they're basically selling you a license to buy it again. Selling stuff over eBay, you may not be able to do that anymore.
They'll still
which
do it.
means you're not going to be able to get like NES games, SNES games, Genesis games, that kind of stuff. PlayStation 1 games, Nintendo 64 games. Anything
Nintendo.
from that area and backwards right now, you will not be able to get.
That
Because
really irks
GameStop
me.
doesn't sell it.
I got all the rock bands. Yeah, not rock bands. Guitar Hero when it was like cool. I got the package online, which was freaking awesome because I got like Guitar Hero like 1 through 3, and then the Metallica one, and then my PlayStation died. I know, me too.
one thing I liked about Rock Band
Is
over
it had all
Guitar Hero
instruments.
was, and Rock Band, you could set your own difficulty for every single player in the game.
Yeah.
And Guitar Hero, at least before Rock Band came out in Guitar Hero, you had one difficulty, and every person in the game had to play at that difficulty.
Yeah, that was the only. Well, yeah, that if you played on the if you were playing against another person, you could play. If I was playing you, I could be on hard, and if you didn't know how to play, you could be on easy. But still, your score would be a lot better.
I was never good at Rock Band and Guitar Hero. I enjoyed playing it. Don't get me wrong. I loved playing Rock Band. There was a lot of good music in it, but I was never good at it.
I used to rock out Beatles Rock Band at my cousin's house.
I always preferred. I was actually going to buy Beatles Rock Band for my parents. I never got around to
It's
it.
freaking sweet.
I figured they would
They
have
put
played
a
it for
lot
couple
of
days.
time and effort into Beatles Rock Band, and
It was
like
cool.
it chronicles their
Consider it.
entire career, and it has like visuals that go along with what they were doing at that time, and
I might
like
still do that.
psychedelic stuff.
I was afraid they might play it for 2 or 3 days and then just kind of forget about it.
Apparently, the only thing your mom does with the Wii is jog.
That's
Yeah,
what she
man.
says.
My Wii Fit is like so cool. The only thing, like I tried to do that yoga, and that is like so hard because you have to be perfectly balanced in the center of the board. That's what's like hard about it.
I just think it's funny that we bought component cables for Alex's Wii, and then we bought a game for Alex's Wii. I think we bought Zack and Wiki, didn't we?
Something like
No, wasn't it Mario? Was
I
it
don't know.
Mario?
No, I bought that for my family for Christmas.
I don't
Oh.
remember what game it was. Maybe it was. I don't remember what it was. But we bought a game, and then we bought component cables, and we're like, we're gonna get a Wii. And you went over and you asked
I
your
said,
mom.
Mom, so I don't suppose you're using the Wii for anything. Oh yeah, I jog on it every day.
What?
Go outside and jog. Like,
Jeez.
look at the
This was-
scenery.
Easy
This was
crazy.
in like. This was in like April. April.
Oh, I got vault.
Why doesn't she go outside and run?
That thing is freaking me out. There's a thing hanging from the bottom of your chair that looks like just like a piece of fuzz, but it is like jerking around, and I just spilled Oktoberfest under your
shit.
bed. My bad.
Damn it.
Ah, you're, that's some awful good chowder. Minnie, dog, come lick up this beer. Seriously, dog, come here.
She's not gonna do it. She's like,
Nah,
no,
she's-
fuck you.
She's
Like,
licking her
fuck
sock.
you.
But like this thing,
She's like, oh,
software,
hi.
I really hope they don't enforce this hardcore, because I like being able to go online or to specialty stores and whatnot and buy older video games. You've seen my collection of older video games. I got
know.
like 5, 6 systems.
I
Next
know,
time we
like,
do
I'm
it,
just
do-
looking right now, and there's a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo, a PlayStation, a Sega Dreamcast. Who has Sega Dreamcast anymore?
I
John?
know,
People
right?
with good taste in video
N64,
games have. I
GameCube.
wish I had a Nintendo 64.
No, oh, sorry, GameCube.
Yeah, I have a GameCube. but
Oh, no,
don't
I
have
saw the
a-
controller, and I was like, is that an N64
Between
controller?
all three of us, about the only thing we don't have are
The
Xbox.
Atari
the
Jaguar.
Atari Jaguar,
Xbox.
Video
Xbox
games
360,
I have video games for the Jaguar. 'cause I used to have one.
and
There's an Atari in the basement, so you can do laundry and play Atari at the same time.
yes.
Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
I
We
enjoyed
need to
that
get
today.
Ninja Golf for it.
Ninja Golf.
We need to get. Have you seen Ninja Golf?
No.
It has the
Basically-
greatest, like, freaking premise ever. It's
The
just got
cover art is basically just a ninja
with a
with a
golf bag.
with clubs and swords coming out of it.
Sweet.
It is sweet, and it's like you hit. It's like you line up and you hit your golf ball,
And then
you
you fight your way.
fight your way to your golf ball, and you
Wherever
hit
it
it again. Once you get to the green, you get to a boss battle, and you fight with ninja stars. It's such a
Sweet.
ridiculous concept. I want to remake it and like deepen it and give it some epic storyline and like a tournament mode, and there'll be like ninja golf
Like a ninja
tournament
guided film noir kind of
golf
storyline
thing.
Yeah.
It
With golf.
would be retarded and awesome. I would make it like
With Happy Gilmore.
Sweet. Yeah, I like how
It
they
would be
make
like
his
mi-
like golf club into a hockey
Like a hockey
stick.
stick, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Classic.
It was a good movie.
I fucking love Happy Gilmore.
When he knocks off the dude's hand, out the, like, doesn't the hand go out the window and break?
No, fuck you. I'm playing for Chubbs.
Chubbs. Yeah.
I had a bong named Chubbs. It was freaking awesome.
You know that gorilla that got your hand?
No, it was an
Well, I
alligator.
got his head.
Ah!
There's always
Yeah.
that guy who just throws up his arm and shakes his head,
Yeah.
and he's standing there.
You know that Mista lady? Yeah, I think I just
killed her.
killed her.
Hey, soul sister, I know Mister.
Sweet soul sister,
Train
keep
sucks.
on
No,
dancing, on and on. Just the Cult.
I was talking about Soul Sister.
Yeah, I was talking about Sweet Soul Sister by the Cult.
I was talking about
I
Hey,
pity
Soul
the fool
Sister.
who don't like the Cult. You like the Cult, Mary?
I don't know who's that.
I'm
They
not
did
familiar with
She
them
Sells
either.
Sanctuary.
Okay, I know that song.
Yeah,
I did know
that's
that
the
song.
Cult.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Like Blue Oyster Cult?
No.
Or just the cult?
Blue Oyster Cult is the band.
Don't fear
think
the
they were
Reaper.
The
Reaper.
can fly with me. Don't
Don't
fear
fear
the
the Reaper.
Reaper. And I look down the seat, and there's my cousin Julie, and she's smoking a doobie, and she's holding us away in that special way. Lets everyone know that she's smoking a doobie. That's to me, and I'm smoking a doobie.
Okay.
What was that guy's name?
No. There goes Tokyo. Go Godzilla.
What was it? Oh, what? Jim Gaffigan? The Scottish guy?
Jim Gaffigan is the one with all the hot pocket jokes. And he said,
No, it wasn't Jim
why do they
Gaffigan.
sell hammocks in the sporting goods section? Which is a good question, by the way.
It's in the camping section.
What's that guy's name? The Scottish comedian? Not Jim
Hammocks
Gaffigan.
are awesome, by the way.
They are
Hammocks.
very comfortable.
My roommate, my freshman year
We
in
used to have one in
college.
the backyard.
Me too, at my
roommate,
dad.
freshman year in college, set up a hammock in our dorm room. He took bolts out of the two cork boards on either side of the room and screwed these great big eye screws into the wall. And freaking, like, he'd take it down like if the administrators came in. And I was so afraid, well, I wasn't really afraid, I was kind of half hoping that he would pull like a big cinder block out of one of the walls and we'd be able to see into our neighbor's room, because that would be hilarious.
Sweet. I'd be like,
Set
I
up a hammock
see
in
you.
a college dorm room. Who does that?
I would.
That was awesome.
We had a hammock in the backyard back in Texas. It wasn't there by the time the hammock came down. But we had a hammock. I didn't think it was still there. But my mom used to lay in it, and then my dog Oreo would always. And you've seen Oreo. He's
Orio's
like
a big dog.
He's like 90 pounds of dog, and he would try to jump up in the hammock with you. Sometimes he would make it. Most of the time, you had to catch yourself, or he'd dump you onto the concrete.
My dad had one in his backyard. That, you know, my parents live up at Beacon Hill, and it's like a nice complex for rich people.
Yeah.
And because of homeowners association, they were not allowed to have their hammock without permission. So
Yay.
they made my dad take the hammock down, and they were like, you have to ask for permission. And then they told him he couldn't have the hammock because it was something to do because of where the land is, that it's not his land. The trees are on his property,
Yeah.
but the trees are not his trees.
My parents built a shack in their backyard, like a shed in their backyard, and the homeowners association tried to get them in trouble because the shed was taller than their fence.
Yeah, like it was because it wasn't their trees. Because they had it screwed into the trees. That was a comfortable hammock.
Are you guys ready for ridiculous
Is it a
predictions by
hamper-
Microsoft?
Is it a hamsterable comic?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Microsoft
Good one.
expects the Kinect to sell 3 million this holiday season. It ain't gonna happen.
Not gonna work.
They say it is going to outsell the launch of the Kinect will outdo the launch of the iPad.
What time?
Also not gonna happen.
What time is it? Not gonna work o'clock.
Not gonna work o'clock.
I don't even have an iPad.
Neither do
People,
I.
I don't know anybody, and I know a lot of Mac fans. I don't know anybody who owns an iPad.
Neither do I.
Honestly, they're kind of cool looking. It's a crappy
Is it
name.
a phone?
No, it's basically like you take an
It's a
iPhone and
computer.
you stretch it out like that, like to
It
the size
took
of
the
like a
internet
tablet
about
of paper.
5 minutes to hear that name and go, sounds like a tampon.
Yeah, I know, right? Sounds like something you stick in your panties.
This guy I worked with at works. This guy.
This guy you work with at work?
Oh, please shut up. Oh, dude, shut up. You know,
Hey, we ragged
who
on
was it who
Jason
said
for
that? Oh, yeah. This guy I worked with at work, he said the exact same thing, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
This guy that I used to work with picked up on the iPad thing. He said, I think it would be funny. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The guy who talks like frickin' crazy, you were telling me?
Yeah. I think it would be funny if they released a slightly larger version of the iPad and called it the iMaxi Pad. Which is funny the first time, considering who it came from, but then he told it for the 5th time, and I was like, this is kind of getting old.
Okay, James, shut up now.
Does he sound like Yoda?
Almost.
Because when you do it,
not,
he's a funny
wise
guy.
beyond his age.
you sound like Yoda when you do an impression of him.
He's
Except Yoda is like smart, and this guy's
And cool.
This guy's like,
No, James is pretty cool. He's just like overbearing. When he comes up with something, everybody has to know it. That's the thing about him. But other than that, I mean, he can be interesting to talk to, believe it or not.
why the hell does Microsoft seem to think that this thing is going to sell 3 million in the holiday season? What
It
the
doesn't
hell?
come out until November, right?
Aliens.
Yeah, I think it doesn't come out until November. PlayStation Move just came out. I know.
Yeah, I know,
much.
that looks cool. You know what? I do give props to PlayStation Move because, PlayStation actually sat down and looked at all the flaws with the Wii. Don't get me wrong, I love my Wii, but, it's so hard sometimes to get the cursor to move where you need it to go, and it's hard. I play Harry Potter games. I don't give a shit what you guys think. But when you're playing spells,
It's a
when you're
little bit
doing the
off.
spells, it's off.
It's better than anything that came before it.
Well, yeah.
But it is a little bit off.
And PlayStation is actually took it to the next level, and it has that ball on it that lights up and everything like that, so
A lot of people compared it to a vibrator.
I always
kind of
true
what
story.
it looks like.
True story.
I always thought it looked like an electronic ice cream cone.
That too, but with the whole Xbox thing, it's there's no
Pouring one beer
controllers.
into another.
I'm pouring an Oktoberfest into a light beer.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be like a black and tan, except better.
Yum.
Yeah, I was gonna point out that black isn't good.
A Yingling black and tan is hit or miss because
Yeah.
funny thing
Every
about
time I've had
Yingling,
it was very, very miss. You
Well-
still owe me a shiner, by the
your
way.
mom.
You still owe me a shiner, by the
You
way.
owe me your mom.
I do not. You have to talk to my dad about that.
He might beat you up.
No, his dad's probably me into a pretzel. But
Sweet.
my
Can
dad
I
is-
eat you?
My dad is 6'4",
Dip
so
you in
you
cheese.
know he's intimidating.
yeah, he is. Your dad's pretty cool though.
My dad is awesome. He's intimidating before you know.
Funny
you
thing
get
about
to know
Yingling-
him, and he's funny.
if
It's a
anybody-
Pennsylvania beer.
Yeah, if anybody from out of state is listening to this, Yingling, it sounds Chinese. It's actually Pennsylvanian.
Then there's the
it's a German name.
Pennsylvania beer or whatever it's called.
Oh,
that
the
isn't-
Pennsylvania style lager that's actually from Wisconsin. But no, Yingling,
That's funny.
it's a beer that I like very, very much because it's generally slightly sweet and tangy. It's not just beery. But the funny thing about Yingling is once in a while, maybe one time out of 5, it will just taste really weird. I actually got a bottle of it and it tasted like rusty nails, and it wasn't even expired. It just tasted like
That's
freaking
your
rusty
burn.
nails.
Sweet.
We're looking at our belches in waveforms in Ocratchity. I'm
That
wondering
was
if we
sweet.
should take an intermission or if we should just keep on going through because I actually got to go pretty soon anyways.
I need a cigarette. I'm gonna just stand up and get one. But I don't know if I should smoke in Josh's room.
This cigarette will look like a cigarette. Great movie. I never saw the third one either. Oh, we're talking about Rush Hour.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
I never saw the third one.
First one
two
was-
were awesome.
I love this movie.
I
They're
was
really
very
funny.
nostalgic about.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Man, don't nobody understand the words that are
Yeah.
coming out of your mouth.
I had my second girlfriend say that to who was American, say that to my first girlfriend who was Thai American when she got annoyed with a vending machine for taking her change back to her. And she said, my second girlfriend was like, do you understand the American change system? And Sarah, the Asian American, is like, just glares at her. And then Mickey, you know, it was actually, well, she was actually Italian, but she was like 4th generation Italian,
Yeah.
is like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And I was like, I gotta go to class. I'll talk to you later. This is awkward. It was funny though.
So, the Halo Reach launch has been plagued by problems. There have been disk read errors,
Beat.
looping cutscenes, and freezing on the 20 gig version of the Xbox 360, which, as I'm sure every listener of this show knows, is the most common version of the Xbox 360. The 4 gig model of the game has error messages when you try to play co-op. It says it requires a hard drive.
My little brother
And it
has
should
that.
not require a hard drive.
Not at all. My mom was gonna send the game back. I almost died. Like that's gonna fix it. Every time there's something wrong with my little brother's Xbox, she's like, "Well, we'll just take the game back." And it's like, "No, Mom, we need to like do something. There's something wrong with the console." Well, are you sure it's not just the game? It's like, yeah, Mom, it's the console. We had to send it to like Microsoft
I
and get him a
know
new
that-
Xbox.
I
And
know
then
there's
she
like
didn't know.
problems with the 4 gig model because of the hard drive, and like a lot of games expect the hard drive to be there, and when it's not there because they have the 4 gig model, that causes problems or something like that. I know you can set it up to use like an external like jump drive or something like that, which I think it supports up to 32 gig, which means you can put one in each of the 2 USB slots on the machine and have up to 64 gig of external space on it, which isn't that bad. Which is nothing like this. I think this is a 320 right here. And I don't remember how large this is. There's a lot of space on that thing. And the only thing I got on it is about 27 gig worth of music. That's how much music
Hey.
I own.
Sweet. My brother John.
Jeremy. Yeah, I don't go into your house and kick your dog. I help myself to a box of ball porn. Sorry, anyway.
Ball porn.
My brother John has enough music on his computer that he can listen to music for 63 days and not listen to the same song once. 63 days worth of music.
Is it all legally bought?
Yes, sir.
Damn. That's a lot
My
of music.
brother
I
had
had a lot of legally
Yeah.
bought music.
My brother John has a room dedicated to just CDs. Like, you know how you get those shelves and shit? He has shelves. Oh,
I've seen collections like that. Like
yeah, and
I used to know-
records.
I used to know a guy named Jeff, and he's a huge metalhead just like me. He ran a record shop, like the coolest record shop I've ever been to because of their selection, right out of his home. And he went and he took me into his room one time and he just flipped on the lights. And he's like, "This is my CD room. This is where all my music is."
That's like my brother.
Jesus Christ, every single wall, shelf to shelf, just lined with
With
music. And I was
music.
sitting going, Jesus, Jeff,
My
I'm
brother.
jealous.
My brother. Like, there's
The
this.
guy who was like that with VHS tapes. But continue.
There's this store out in Portland, Oregon, where my brother lives, called E&M Music. It is open 24 hours a day, 364 days out of the year, because they're only closed on Christmas. My brother will not eat, and he goes to this store every week and buys records and CDs. And if he cannot eat that week, so he can buy his records and CDs, he will not eat.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother's obsessed with music.
I just don't love music that much. I like music.
I don't know if I love music that much, but I
Because
love...
I can get an album and I can listen to it for a month. I can take one song. I have one song that I've been listening to on a daily basis for the last 2 months.
What, that Super Blood CD that's in your car? Is that what it's called?
Surfer
Blood.
No, actually, it's a song.
I was listening to that.
It's a pretty good album, though. No, yeah, I know it's not for everyone, but no, it's actually Words of Wisdom by Third Base, the New York white rap group from the '80s.
Yeah, I remember listening to them on your MP3 player.
Well, they're
Yeah.
better than Devastating Day.
The Turntable Slave. Oh, that sucks.
Look up Zip Zap Rap.
The Zip Zap Rap.
Zip Zip Zap. Zip Zap Duap.
This is what I call the Zip Zap Rap.
It's an anti-drug song, and it's horrible.
It's so bad. First you're playing baseball like Billy Mays, then you're in the hospital for 30 days.
Sweet.
I think you better call a cocaine hotline.
Oh, it's so bad. Did we ever make Ian listen to that?
Probably. Yeah, back when he still lived with my parents, that's right. Remember that? Remember those days before
Yeah.
my brother lived with Timmy Sean?
Yeah.
Timmy.
I remember when your brother didn't live with Timmy Sean.
Is that his last name? Or is it his
No,
brother's
it's
name,
Tim,
Sean?
Tim Robbins and Sean Robbins.
That's right.
And
I refer to them as one collective person.
so they grind on each other's nerves relentlessly. We address them as one full person. Timmy Sean. Because Chris Turnbaugh. I don't know if you ever met Chris Turnbaugh.
Yes.
Not Turnball. Turnbaugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
There's two different ones.
Yeah, we found that out.
You didn't know that there was a nerdy one that was an EMT that smells like cream corn? That went to Cedar Cliff with us. Do you know that kid?
You mean B-U-L-L? Turnball?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. He's an
Being
EMT.
really nerdy.
I don't know.
He's an EMT.
Yeah, well, he smells like cream
First time I
corn.
heard anything about him.
That guy sucks.
Yes, he smells like corn. Cream
Turnball-
cream
Turnball
corn.
has darker hair. Turnball has like
Lighter
black
hair.
Irish hair.
Yeah.
Almost, but not really redhead. He's kind of a dirty blonde.
Yeah.
He's got
And
a suck
evil
on
eyelashes.
Microsoft, you know, because I mean, this is the biggest game on the market. It made $240 million on day one.
It's a lot of money. You know what I'd do with that money? I'd buy a house out of gingerbread and just eat it.
I'd buy a
I'd be like,
gold-plated
gold-plated house. Look at my gold-plated house.
Sweet. Or like
At
get
my
Willy Wonka
bird.
to build me a
Look
castle out
at
of
my
chocolate.
bird dick. Did we show you that?
That's a
I
funny
don't
one.
think so.
Avatarded.
Yeah, it's
I'll show you
Kevin
that.
Smith talking about Avatar. And you know the scene where he comes out with the bigger bird?
Yeah.
They were making fun of that. He comes down there with the bigger bird. He's like, look at my bird dick. I mean, look at my big bird, which is my dick in this equation.
It's
Not-
funny.
Not
Yeah.
change the subject, but I do gotta tell you this, Josh. I don't know if you can really appreciate this or not. This
Go ahead.
show. But Alex and I went to a grocery store today, which was quite an adventure.
Yeah, well,
And-
like,
To get like 10 items. And
for
there was-
$70 worth of food. But
yeah, I know.
That's
So there's
ridiculous.
DVDs there. And I pick up this season 2 of Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And Alex is like, I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of
No.
Miami Vice.
I haven't either.
What the fuck is wrong with you two?
I've
That's
only
a
ever
good
seen
show.
little bits and pieces of
a good show.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, Garen.
Yeah, eh?
That's like a mix of German with Canadian. Yeah, eh?
Canada.
Canadian.
Land of enchantment. I
Yeah, I
speak
call
Germish quite fluently.
I call
Hockenhock.
it Canadian.
Bergenstock. Nurgen
Because
Nurgen.
I call it Canada because, like, America, Americans,
Canadian.
Europe,
European.
yeah. And then it's Canada.
Billy
So it's got to be Canadian.
Billy Wrigley calls it
Canada.
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 It's Canada. It's like Mexico, Mexicans, Canada, Canadians. Why Canadian? Shouldn't it be either Canadians or Canada?
Yeah.
Like Richard.
That's what I think.
It's like Richard called me Dick. No, why? You're not Dickard.
Yeah, maybe if the guy is a dick,
Dick.
they'll be like, "You are a."
I remember there's
Dick.
a creepy old doctor on Rocko's Modern Life named
Yes.
his name was Dick.
You know what is cool though? If anyone has Comcast on demand, like we do now, Go Cable.
Yeah.
You can go into Nickelodeon and they have Angry Beavers.
I fucking.
Oh,
love
they
Angry
put it back
Beavers.
on.
It is
They're
on Angry
catchphrases.
Beavers on demand. On demand, you have to go in Nickelodeon.
Pretty ball.
You have to go in Nickelodeon into I think it's like Backflashes or something like that.
I remember an
Yeah,
episode where they were working at a snooty French restaurant.
I
called
remember
Les
that
Snoot.
one. Yeah, I remember that.
And then Daggett brought these people who wanted escargot. He brought him like a box,
Yeah.
a wooden crate.
Yeah.
Like I figured escargot must be some kind of cargo,
Cargo.
right? And then there was like all these snails inside the crate. He's like, get out of here, you snooty snails. I loved that show as a kid.
That was a
Loved
good show.
What else I
Anything
loved
from
as
the
a kid?
90s was awesome.
The Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the
love me
Brain.
some Pinky and the Brain.
That, when they came out with their own Pinky and the Brain show, not in Animaniacs, like not the 5-minute like show in Animaniacs, but the whole Pinky and the Brain 30
Yeah.
minutes. Sweet.
When it became standalone.
Yeah.
Anybody remember the big cartoony show?
Can't say I do.
No.
The full name of the show was like 30 syllables long, and they shortened it to the big cartoony show, and it was basically a spin-off of the Animaniacs.
I remember Waynehead.
I remember Wayne Head.
Yeah.
I remember they
411
had
for
like
fun.
some kind of they had some kind of like fire hydrant that like caused the Hindenburg to crash or something.
Wayne Head. Party's just begun.
Wayne Head. 411 for fun. I remember that.
Raz, she's got a woman's touch. Mo
They had,
money,
like-
he'll charge you way too much. Tooth talks funny cause he's all gums. Marvin be yakking till your ears all numb. Wayne Head. I remember that. That was.
I remember they had like a dog that had legs, so they called it
Yeah.
tripod.
Yeah.
That was like mid '90s Wayne Head. That was when I was in middle school.
Wasn't it Green Ivory Wayans on that show? Wayne?
Damon Wayne.
Demon Wayne.
Oh yeah.
And Keenan and Kel.
Oh, Keenan Kel was awesome.
Because
Yeah.
Damon on
Keenan.
pizza.
I love
Ooh, love
Zorn soda.
We had power outage, and I know why.
Kel loves Zorn
Because Verizon
soda.
is racist.
Is it true?
Yeah,
I do. Ooh, ooh.
Okay, we got one last topic for
We
this
do.
week. The next firmware update for the PlayStation 3 will add 3D support for Blu-ray movies, and it is coming September 1st, 2010. This is another chance for you to bash 3D if you want.
3D sucks.
Yeah.
It does really blow.
I liked
there's, like-
3D when I saw Avatar.
And then
Then
we saw
We
like,
went to see Alice in Wonderland, and I wanted to see it in 2D because I was cheap. Because we were still Poe at the time, and
we're
they
still
said
pro now.
not well, yeah, kind of. But And they said,
Alice in Wonderland was cool though.
They said it was a cool movie, but they said like, oh, we only have it in 3D, and I didn't want to see it in 3D, and we had to watch it in 3D or not at all, and I did not enjoy it. What was it that really? Oh, Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
3D.
We saw that in
taking my
3D.
glasses off.
No, we didn't see that in 3D. I went and saw Clash of Titans with you.
No, I
we
think
did
you
go
saw
see
it
it.
like a couple
I don't know.
days
I don't
before
remember.
me.
I don't know if you were there, but we did go see it in 3D, Alex and I, and it wasn't worth
That's right.
seeing
No,
in
I saw
3D.
it with my dad. I apologize. We went and saw Shutter Island.
Oh,
Shutter Island is one of the best movies of this year.
It's on demand.
Totally.
Inception, maybe the other one.
Well,
That was an awesome movie, Inception.
the one thing I questioned about Inception is they never, ever explain how this gets you into the dream technology works.
They didn't really have to. It wasn't important to the plot.
But I
That's
kind of
a
like,
me
but I
thing.
just kind of saw that and I was like, what? This is supposed to work, but they never explain how. Why
That just
don't
makes
they
it more
explain how?
intriguing.
I like how at the beginning of the movie they're in a dream, and then like
they
they
never
wake up.
explain how they fit great big monsters into those little Pokeballs. Although I'd
Yeah.
imagine it has something to do with the same way that they fit, you know, like
Wow, that was
Chinese, so much Chinese food into those little boxes. It's probably the same technology.
Or how so many Chinese people are skinny and eat so much fucking rice.
Or how they fit so many Mexicans into one truck.
Exactly.
I know, right?
That was bad. That was bad.
Pokemon.
Hey man, Mexicans are stealing all the jobs.
Poke-Mexican?
They took our germs! They took our germs!
I think
South
Minnie's
Park
part of the
movies.
webcam.
Miller Lite! Right now,
And
Paul-
buys cheap beer. I remember Paul's like, just don't like replace it with cheap gross beer because I drank one and then I shit my brains out.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, that beer wasn't
that
very
lake,
good.
that lake something.
Lost Lake. We had a case of beer called Lost Lake last week. It sucked.
Wasn't that Slate's recommendation?
No, that was mine. I saw that and I was like, this is cheap. It has a cool name. I'm buying it. I don't care if it's.
Don't
So when
ever
are we gonna
buy
buy beer
anything.
30?
We have to buy some beer 30.
Just we
Yeah,
have
you
to buy
told me
some beer
about
30
that.
just because it's called beer 30.
Well, beer 30 light. I didn't even see the 30, so it was just called
Beer light.
Yeah, it's just a beer called beer.
30. Yeah.
Did you know that if you walk down this road over here, there is a sign that says deaf person area?
Yeah,
What the hell does that mean?
that a deaf person lives on that block.
Oh, okay.
That they won't hear you honking or something. Hey, she makes good turkey.
Hey,
His
hey,
mom makes banging
Half
turkey.
Blue Ribbon is often under $15, and that's decent.
But she doesn't have internet anymore.
Which I need to set up the Wii so that it can get online with the internet we have now.
Yeah, because I want Netflix, Josh.
I can do that. Just
We
remind
need to
me.
figure out
because
why our cable
my
bill
short-term
is so
memory.
expensive.
Probably because we didn't order Playboy channel, which, for anyone's information, if you're gonna order the Playboy channel, don't. Because I sat there, admittedly, I sat there today and I put on a Playboy movie and it was beat, man. I said to Paul earlier, I was like, look, yo, if you make the decision to keep this, can we get Hustler? You know? I was like, come on, man. It was like
folks.
Naughty Delinquents. It was like this 18-year-old girl getting caught shoplifting. And they bailed her out and they're like, you have to let us put it in your butt. And she was like, okay. And bent over. It was foul.
Kind of like
That's
the
good.
lemon, stealing lemons.
It was a little disturbing when I first saw it, but in retrospect, it was pretty freaking funny. We saw pornography in which there was this young couple and they owned a lemon farm and they were gonna like make
Apparently
a
it
life
was
for themselves growing and selling lemons.
Apparently it
and
was a gay guy that sent it to another gay guy.
Yeah.
Or something.
yeah, it was.
Go figure.
And they looked over and there was this hooker running around stealing their lemons and stuffing them into her bra. And they're like, "Are you stealing our lemons?" She's like, "No." And they like lift up her bra and all these lemons fall out. And they're like, what do you call this? So they take her inside and they bang her.
Sweet.
And that was it. And they're like, is this better than lemon? She's like,
No.
no.
You just so made porn music while you're doing
Go me.
Hey, chicka bop bop.
Yeah, Nate does it really good, and he starts taking off his clothes. I'm like, Nate, dude, don't.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah, that's the
He
only
just
one
needs
I
to
really
have
know.
some goodbye horses playing in the background.
Yeah.
Goodbye horses.
In Red vs. Blue, the one guy tries to say bow chicka bow wow and he screws it up and
He says, hey, chicka bop bop.
You just start running around saying that. Hey, chicka bop bop.
Bruce, what did I tell you about that?
Sorry. I gotta go, folks.
Yeah, Alex needs to go to bed. He works, unlike us. Hey, I'm a working stay-at-home mom. I work watching my hyperactive kids, so I need sleep too.
Yeah, I gotta work on this. God only knows how long tomorrow. Hopefully
You gotta
not
work on your sleep.
6 hours.
Josh gets
I
to
worked
work.
on this
forever
for
to do.
6 hours.
Hey, it's
Last
work.
podcast on Wednesday when I was working on it,
Yeah.
it took me 6 hours to edit it. I'm not going to bed until I finish this.
I
It
wanna.
was like 8 in the morning. I was
Yeah, I was like, why's Josh up this early?
like, I wanted to go to bed already. This stupid thing. And then I was like, Alex, I got it posted. I'm going to bed. Good night.
I think I was at work by that point already.
Yeah, you were.
It's like I get up in the morning to leave, and Josh is awake, and I'm like, dude, how you doing?
Yeah,
I
I'm an
don't
accountant.
like being
I work
awake
for a
at that
shift.
point. I don't like being awake at that point because then I sleep till like 4, and I don't
Or
mind
5.
sleeping till 2 or 1, but 4 I don't like sleeping till 4.
I would love to sleep till 4. Just
didn't-
one day.
I woke up about 2 or 2:30 today, but I didn't
I
come
know.
out of my room for the longest time because I
I
felt
thought
like
you got up
shit.
to pee. Like,
I got up to pee at one point, and I just hardly came out of my room at all because I just felt kind of crappy.
Alright, well, good night.
Yeah, well, we will talk to you guys next week, so say goodbye, Game Face.
And not a bad show tonight. I'll see you folks next week. Good night.
Significantly less disgusting than last week.
Yeah, will you edit out some of the worst parts from last week?
Yes, I
Like,
did. Game Face, and I'm
Infinite
Joystick, and press the action button podcast. We will talk to you guys next week. See you later.